I sort of discovered it actually. I used to work when I first left university after studying illustration. I did an illustration degree. I worked in the packaging industry, and we actually made a lot of embossing dies using similar software to you would to mint a coin, to create the model to mint a coin. I was sort of lacking a bit more of the illustration side in the job. It was a very technical job. And I stumbled across a role for the Royal Mint, designing coins, and it just sounded perfect and lined up with the skills I had of 3D modeling, but also something I wasn't doing enough of, which was the design side of things as well. So then I began working for the Royal Mint in the world of coins. I think it all starts with a brief, a meeting with the client, sort of discovering what they want to get out of the design, and then I'll go from there and research a subject and offer up a few options, a few rough options, and work with whoever we're designing the coin for, and a lot of back and forth, and basically just working together to get to the design that is right for the theme. A lot of coin design can be challenging because you're working under such tight parameters. You're trying to get a theme or a concept across in a tiny 0.3 of a millimeter of metal. So it's a challenging process in itself, I find. Well, the most sort of well-known coin was the Queen's effigy for UK coins. And that came out in 2015, and that was basically the definitive design for all of the UK circulation coins. So it was I don't think I even understood how much of a big deal it was at the time, but that was actually through a competition format. So it wasn't like a commission, so there wasn't a lot of pressure on, but it was a massive project when it came out. It was actually done in a competition format. So when I was working at the Royal Mint, I entered basically a replica model into the competition, and as well as some internal artists, and as well as some external selected sculptors and artists entered the competition as well. And then they were judged anonymously, and then I was selected as the winner at that point. And then we went into creating replicas in metal to see how the design would work in a metallic material, and then went on from there for it to be produced. My process has changed when designing the Charles III design. Also a lot more experience. I've done many effigies since then, so my actual workflow has changed. When I actually sculpted the Queen's effigy, that was actually a completely different piece of software, which I wouldn't use now. And now there's some software out there that is a lot more artistic, and it's kind of feel like you've got a pencil in your hand and you're sculpting, rather than it being almost modeling. So there was that was different, and basically just got a lot more experience. So I kind of got a bit more of a game plan of how to complete an effigy. Obviously, you've got to be very aware of the size that the coin's going to be, especially if you're working digitally. You can get lost into a big monitor, and you've got to sort of step out and zoom out now and again and see how the coin's going to work. You've got to be aware of how the design's going to translate into metal, into a shiny metallic material, or if it's got a frosting effect, how that's going to look. And also very aware of the silhouette is probably the most important thing I find, because a lot of the time, if it's a tiny, say, gold coin, all you can see of the design first is just the silhouette. So if it reads really well as a silhouette, then it's most likely going to be quite a strong design. So I've been lucky to work on lots of interesting projects. The Queen's Beast series was a big success, bigger than I think people thought it was going to be at the time. And I was really happy with that one because that was more of an original theme. It wasn't reliant on a theme that's been done lots of times, so it's almost an original sort of property. So that was really good. There's been lots of work at the Commonwealth Mint. They've got a lot of capability to do high relief, ultra high relief modeling, and coins as well. So that's been really good, sort of getting into that and really be able to push the sculptures higher and add more detail and get a different look to the design. And also, which another one that jumps out is the Bowie coin. I did because I was a fan of David Bowie, so that was a really great project to work on. And they actually sent the coin to space as a bit of a marketing sort of event. So that was something fun as well. That stands out in my mind. It's just something I'm always working on. Even in my spare time, I do freelance illustration as well. It's just something I'm continuously trying to improve on. I think if you're never really happy, then you just keep trying to improve constantly, and it keeps you going. I think working with the guys in production and sort of being aware of what's possible on the machines, also pushing compositional aspects that have never been done on design aspect, and modeling, and just I suppose working with the factory guys and seeing what they can achieve and trying to push that in the design side. Just keep practicing. Don't give up on. So if you've got I really wanted to work in something to do with art and design, and I think I just kept going, even though after university, there's times when you think, what am I going to do? But just keep going, and eventually something will come up, or some opportunity will present itself.